Hello.
Nice to see you. I thought I'm gonna be late because, just before we started, my baby wanted to eat. Like she woke up and she's like, I'm eating now. And I was like, oh my God, I will not make it, but I made it.
It's I never expect any mom to be on time for anything. Especially the younger the baby is, the
Yeah.
later you're gonna be, and it's just what it is.
And
When you-
I even told you like I'm gonna be with my baby and maybe she wakes up, but then I was like, it's too much stress. I asked my partner to take the dog and the baby out for a walk, be out of here, so I don't even like have to have the split attention, you know? It's crazy. Really, I would be stressed the whole time, and now I feel like, oh, I can talk, but we only have 30 minutes.
Yeah, mom's always on the timer. Yeah, I totally feel you.
Yeah, but if they come, they will come from this window, so then like, okay, we have to
It's
finish now.
over.
Yeah. How are you? All good?
Good, good, generally good, but it's busy. It's very
Yeah,
busy.
yeah.
Um, My daughter is now 17 months, so 1 year and 5 months.
Yeah, how do people do this? Like, I talk to some moms and they're like, yeah, my baby is 32 weeks. And I'm like, what? 30? How old? My baby is 3 months.
Yeah.
I know that she had her 3 months already, but not her 4 months. But where in between, I have no idea. So I just say 3 months because I know she already had the 3 months some time ago, but not 4 months yet. But how do people do weeks and then like 17 months,
To be honest, I think
How
the
do
weeks
you
I always counted months. I never only the first three, the 3 months you count the weeks, but then you switch to months. Now I feel like when I talk to other moms, they understand me better when I say months. And when I talk to people in general, I try to say 1 year and 5 months. I don't know.
do?
If you
Okay.
just keep counting, you just
Okay,
keep
because
up
I was
with it.
like, am I doing something wrong? Like, no. Okay,
No,
perfect.
you're not. You're
Yeah.
not. That's the question moms ask themselves all the time. Am I doing
Yeah.
something wrong?
Yeah, and I had some guests. I guessed like what day is it today? I have no idea. Whatever. I had a guest some days ago, and it was my best friend from university, and I didn't see her for 9 years.
Wow.
And she was like, she basically knew what to do around the baby. And I was like, how do you know? In my circle, this is the first baby that I actually like touched. This the first baby I saw. Okay, maybe I saw one more, but the boy was already like a few months old, and like we went for a walk together. So I didn't have any interaction with this boy. This is the first baby in my life in general to hold, to see. I have
Wow.
no idea about babies, so I literally have to figure everything out.
It's fun.
Yeah, yeah. And also because she's premature, I can't take any advice on the internet because advice on the internet is for normal babies. And this, I
Yeah.
don't want to say she's not normal, but like the norm is your baby at 3 months should do this. Your baby at 4 months should do this. These are the toys for 3 months.
Yeah.
And she's not ever meeting this.
No, you have to always think the corrected age, right? So,
Yeah, yeah. You always have to think about the corrected age,
yeah.
which is crazy because that means that the newborn stage, the time she was out
Hmm.
doesn't count. So she's just in this forever newborn stage. It
Yeah.
was so exhausting because if she's inside, she's inside, but like she's outside but acting like she's inside basically, which is
Exactly.
crazy. It was a crazy, but now she's like 3 months but not 4 months, normal age, and then corrected would be 2 and 3. And finally, she's starting to act like a baby, like there's some interaction. She can look in my eyes or like smile to me, or I know how to make her smile. So it's a bit easier, I have to say.
It just gets, I mean, it's my experience, but it just gets easier and easier. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, to me, like the challenges are big and you just get busier and busier. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like at the beginning, it's first of all, you're hormonal. You're still trying to figure everything out. Like you said, it's maybe the first time you're actually getting to know a baby, which was very similar for me. Um, but then when they start interacting with us, it stops being so one-sided, you know? And I think the love and the connection just grows more because a lot of people think, oh, you have a baby, and then you're in the delivery room, and it's like, poof, you love this baby so much, and like you love this baby, sure, but you're still getting to know them, or you're still
Yeah.
building that connection. And I think as she grows, I use she a lot because I have a daughter, you have a daughter, but as she grows, um, and she starts interacting with you and showing her personality and loving you back, girl, it's a whole nother thing, you know. It's
You didn't feel like immediately that you love her, you know,
I
like
did. I felt like I loved her,
because I
and of
felt so
course,
guilty. I felt like I need to protect her. I felt like I
yeah.
need to stay with her. But because she didn't do anything, you know, she was just laying there and sleeping and waking. And in the beginning, it was also super easy because she was sleeping a lot, like a
Mhm.
lot.
Okay.
Because she was premature, she also couldn't scream, you know. So when she was crying for pee or whatever for food, it was just like, you know, like very, very fine scream. And it was super easy in that sense. But I feel like also because we weren't together from the birth, we were separated.
That's
It took me
terrible.
so much time, you know, to build this that I'm like, okay, now I can. I know it sounds weird. I don't want to say this actually. I love her and I loved her always. But like now I also like her, you know? Like I have this connection and
Not
she's like
it's
a human,
terrible.
you know?
It's I think the most normal thing. I have a lot of friends that share the same experience, and I think it's just really a misunderstanding. Like you still have to get to know this person. You still have to get
Hmm.
acquaintance with this person, you know.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
was born, the moment I found out I was pregnant, I loved her so much, you know. I
Hmm.
was already so scared if I would lose her, if something
Oh
happened to
my God,
her,
me too.
right? So the love is already there. It's not a question, but it builds up over time. I think the first time I felt really a click, um, she was 3 weeks old, and I had to go for a family gathering just to say hi. I didn't want to bring the baby with me because it was the peak of the winter, and my husband was at home with her. And then at some point he called me and he said, there's no, she's not settling down, like there's no way, I've tried everything and she's not calming down, she's just crying and crying. And when I came home and I held her, she calmed down. And that moment I was like, I'm her mother, you know,
I
she needs.
had the same experience. One time, you know, she was just crying for a very long time, and then I said, I don't know, give her here, you know, because actually that's another thing. If you come to my home, you will see my boyfriend doing everything about around the baby, changing diapers, changing her clothes, bathing her, giving her bottle, you know. But I do everything else, you know, that you don't see. So when you come to my home, you see him do all these things, but I do all the things you don't see. So I don't know, I buy creams, I know what size clothes she is, I wash her clothes, I know what detergent I use for clothes, I know when are her doctor's appointments. So many people when they come to my home, they like, oh, he's doing everything. But actually I'm doing everything. He's doing just what's left, what's easy to do.
Yeah.
So basically, he was trying to settle her because that's how we divide this. And she just wouldn't. And I said, okay, give her here. Maybe I breastfeed her on the bed. Maybe she'll fall asleep. And he gave her to me and I just held her and she like
Yeah.
switched, you know,
Yeah.
totally just switched off. And
That's
that
just
was also something big for me.
yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, you're a mom. You're the mom, and the mom, like, for as much as we want equality, which we deserve and should fight for, when it comes to raising a baby, we we are different. We play different roles. I'm not saying that it's not possible. Like, of course, like you have gay couples who make amazing work raising their babies, and there is no the male role.
We also split like what they do. They don't do
Yeah,
everything.
there's
And
always one caregiver that is naturally more attached, or they are more attached to, and in most cases is the mom, and you play an important role there's
yeah.
biology attached to it, there's science attached to it, you know, it's your smell, your hormones, everything
Yeah.
makes you, yeah,
But
super.
actually, I have to admit that in the beginning, very, very beginning, I thought, somehow, I don't know, I thought she doesn't like me because she would come when she was with him. And
Mm.
then when she was with me, she was not calm. And also I saw all the videos on the internet where the mom is like trying to put the baby into the crib and the baby cries and the baby has to sleep on the mom or like, you know. But for me, it was the opposite. I
Mm.
would put her on my chest and she would like cry. And then I would put her in the crib and she was fine, you know. So in the very
Wow.
first weeks or like maybe up to 3 months, she was just sleeping in the crib and I think maybe it's because like she was born and she was in the incubator and then in this separate bed for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because now the more time we spend together, the more she likes to sleep on me. And you know how moms complain on the internet that, oh, I can't put the baby. I'm like, yes, finally, finally she sleeps on me. She likes me.
I'm
Yeah.
sure she liked you always. There's so many different reasons why she might have acted like that. Probably that's one of them. We got used to
Yeah, but
laying
also,
on the crib.
yeah, today I posted on Instagram on the story that I have a love-hate relationship with breastfeeding. And
Uh,
someone asked me why, and she said like for her it hurts, that's why she also has that. And what is it for me? And for me it's that I will feed her from one breast, then she starts screaming and slapping and gets like this red cry. I have to change the breast. She drinks for a bit, then it's the same, and then we have to feed formula. And for me, it's love hate because, like, when she drinks, I love it. When she gets angry, I hate it. Then I change the breast, I love it again. I'm like, oh, I'm doing something for her.
yeah.
Then she hates it again, and then I have to give formula. And then I know that when I'm not home and my partner is just feeding formula, let's say, she doesn't hate it, she doesn't scream, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really a love-hate relationship, and I'm also like, oh, maybe she still doesn't like me, you know? That's why she's
I
screaming.
don't know.
It's
It's probably
difficult.
I had that issue. So I
Mm-hmm.
did, I did what everyone tells you not to do. So I'm sharing my story. I'm not recommending anyone to do this.
Hmm.
How it happened for me. I had the same because my milk flow wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So she would start breastfeeding and then she was hungry. She was pushing for more because like the milk coming out of the breast, it doesn't come always in the same amount, you know?
Yeah, 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 I know.
Comes more and then comes less and then comes more. And
Yeah.
for her, she was hungry, so she would get frustrated. So she was breastfeeding like you. She would start and then get frustrated and stop and start screaming. So what we did actually, we start doing the other way around. We start giving her formula first. When she was hungry,
Yeah.
I would give her formula. I would pump the milk to then make a bottle, like breast milk bottle, and I would put her in the breast just when she wanted. It was more like to cuddle, to have
The
some time with me. To the
part.
point that she got used to, she would only fall asleep with breast.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
for us, being on the breast was more when she was uncomfortable, when she
Yeah.
wanted to sleep, when there was some need for when she was teething. Um, when there was a need for her for comfort and connection, I would put her in
Mm-hmm.
the breast, and then I would give her formula and breast milk that I pumped, and I did it for 6 months, and I never managed to pump more than 3 bottles a day, like 2 bottles, 3 bottles. So and my milk flow was always very low.
That's a lot, you know. When I pump now, like I sometimes do it just to check, there's like 20 milliliters, you know?
Yeah, it takes
Very little.
effort. I had a nurse, like not a nurse, she was a lactation expert,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave me like a plan on how to increase my milk supply. And there's like this super pumping or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know.
I At some point I was like you, was a love and hate relationship. There has to be a balance between what is good for your baby and what is good for your
Yeah.
mental health, because your mental health as a mom is also very important for your baby. And when
What
the
about it?
breastfeeding is not working or it feels like too much, like you have to find, what works for you. And for
Yeah.
us, that's what worked. I still remember, and I'm very thankful to my sister-in-law, who's a pediatric doctor. She actually told me like, "Wow, you pump, you breastfeed, and you give form. Like
This is the same for
it's a lot."
me.
And I
I
was like,
was doing
"It's
this. I
so
was
important
doing the
for us."
same. I was doing the same, and then I went to my gynecologist for the 8-week appointment, and she's like, "Are you crazy? You're doing all three. You have nothing to do in the day. Are you not tired?" And I'm like, "Yes." So that's when I stopped pumping milk. I was sitting with these two bottles, and I was pumping every 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then I was also breastfeeding, and she was also getting formula. So I was doing all three, and the washing of the bottles was crazy. Disinfecting the parts of the pump was crazy. And then she said, just drop one, And I was like, okay, then I drop pumping. So what I did is I tried to increase my milk supply. Like I started eating oats. I got some like the supplements, the fenugreek and the milk thistle. Actually,
Yeah.
it works together. What else did I do? I make sure I drink enough water, and I put her on the breast every single time she cries. So I try to increase it, but I know that after she's done drinking, if I pump after this, there is almost nothing left. I know that. So for me, I dropped the pumping, and I was also thinking about this. Yes, I know about the mental health and you need to breastfeed until it's good, but for me, it's very somehow important that I give her breast milk, even if she gets angry. It's better for me that I know that I'm useful to her. And also, my partner was sick so many times, like week after week. He would be sick for 1 week, healthy for 1 week, sick for 1 week with fever. And my baby didn't get sick. She got sick only once, while people around us were like, and I'm like, I'm useful to her. I think I need to do this. It's also for me to know that I help her be safe, and like I help her, yeah, calm down. And so I will keep doing it. Today, actually, we tried to give formula first, but only because we put vitamin D inside.
Okay.
And normally we put vitamin D in like 10 milliliters, but I don't know why my partner put it in 40 milliliters today. So I'm like, okay, now you have to give the vitamin D before breastfeeding, because if she doesn't finish, then yeah, it's a problem.
Isn't it easier to give it on a spoon? I always give it on a spoon, the vitamins.
Really?
Yeah.
No, because it's like a pill, no? So we have a
Ah,
pill.
okay. No, we have drops.
No, we had a pill. We crushed the pill into the bottle,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
and then, yeah. The doctor told us that if we want, we can get the drops, but somehow he said he prefers the pills because there's something else in it, in the pill, that is not in the drops, but I can't remember. We found a very, very good doctor. I'm very happy with him, and
Yeah,
the moment
that's
he like noticed that I speak English, he just switched to English. Very
yeah, we
good.
found the same here in Portugal. So for the people who don't know, I'm based in Portugal, and my husband is German, so his Portuguese is also very limited. So we luckily also found a doctor who also was happy to switch to English.
Yeah.
And one thing I love here, I don't know if it's the same in Germany, is that you have immediately in the first appointment, she gives you her WhatsApp number, and this
Oh,
is really a
no.
lifesaver. Like
No,
really,
because in Germany, I feel like they care about their
as it should.
privacy. No. And also, like, it's good you said, like, for those who don't know. For those who don't know, Diana, is it Diana or Diana? How do
In
you say it in
Portuguese,
Portuguese?
it's Diana. To be honest,
Diana.
I don't notice if people say Diana or Diana.
Because in Polish, it would be Diana, but
Yeah, in
because
Portuguese also Diana. Yeah,
I know you from online, then I
yeah.
just read your name in English, which is Diana, but then you have a Polish last name, which is super confusing. This Piechocek sounds super Polish to me. So,
It is a Polish surname. My husband is German. His family is all German, for
hmm,
many generation Germans, but they are from a part of Germany that used to be Poland. So
aha,
there
okay,
might be some.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, okay.
they don't know exactly where this surname came from or what is the lineage. It's definitely a Polish name,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it was adapted into a German family. So
Okay, very cool.
yeah.
So, for those who don't know, Diana, aka Diana, is my talent manager. And I met her through Hannah. I was talking to Hannah, and Hannah recommended, because you're also Hannah's
Yes, Hannah
manager.
Swanberg and Hannah Teslin. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had a baby, and we were talking more about babies. And I actually recorded. Do you know this podcast's name? Or did I tell you even? No. Okay, so the story of this podcast is I wanted to record a podcast about pregnancy,
Oh,
and I recorded 2 episodes. One, or I don't even know if it's one day. It was on the same day I gave birth because I gave birth like 5 weeks too early. So I was like, oh, I have 5 weeks to record this podcast. Perfect, perfect. So I did it with my best friend, and then I went into labor the same day. So obviously that didn't happen, but my best friend, like I was asking her to send me the episodes, but she has a very small baby.
okay.
And it was like she has a full-time job, so it was too much for her. And when she didn't send the episode for like multiple weeks, I was like, okay, this is not going to work. So since then, I've been asking different people like if they want to do it, but because their babies are all very small,
It's
it
difficult.
couldn't work. But then you told me recently, like, oh, if you want to talk about like your problems or motherhood, you can just call me. And I was like, can I call you and can we record it, please?
Yeah,
Because I feel like I have a lot of problems and a lot of worries, but I have like no one to talk to about it, and we can just record it, and maybe we can help other people. If I mean, that's what I do in my social media too.
you don't know how or why it's so lonely, because it's something that nowadays still most women go through, right? Because like most of us have kids at some point in life. Why is it still so lonely? And why does it feel like many times that you're the only one struggling with the things you're struggling with?
Yeah, I thought about this also.
I don't know. When I think about it, part of me thinks it's probably because people are so judgmental also, and they have so many opinions of what you
Yeah,
do wrong and right, that you rather keep things to yourself and not talk about them.
yeah,
But on the other hand, it's just like bullshit. Like, why are we suffering in silence? Yesterday, we were talking about the case of like losing a baby before 12 weeks.
yeah.
Why do you have to suffer in silence? Why don't women always have to
Exactly.
suffer in
And
silence?
also, I also feel like because we told one of family members, and then this family member said like, "Oh, you better not tell the other family." And I was like, before week 12, and I was like, "What?" So my partner was going to go on a trip with his brothers, and we were advised not to tell the brothers. And I'm like, how? Like he
Right.
would be on the trip pretending that nothing,
Yeah.
like the biggest change of his life is not coming.
Exactly.
I couldn't imagine this. I don't even know, like, this is number one topic in our house. How can he go somewhere for a week and just not talk about it? Also, I thought, like, it's a perfect opportunity to tell, no? Like, you're with your family, super close. But in the end, I was so sick that he canceled and he stayed home with me and was taking care of me because that was the first weeks of the pregnancy before I found pills. So I was like vomiting 15 times a day. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping because I would even, wake up in the middle of the night to go vomit.
It's terrible. Wow. Just to
Yeah.
think about, like, I hated being pregnant, but my pregnancy comparing to yours, I'm just gonna be like, I'll shut up now. You go
I
ahead.
also vomited on the day of giving birth. Like
Oh,
I was like, they told me not to eat before a C-section. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna eat. And I had coffee before leaving the house because I knew that, okay, if I'm gonna have a C-section, then I better not eat. So I had coffee, I had some water, I had tea because that was all happening during the night. And then just before leaving, I vomited. I was like, of course. And that was the last time I vomited, actually.
thankfully.
So,
No, you
thank
had it
God.
hard. You had it. Wow.
Yeah, but you know what I also think? That thank God that I had all these problems, because I'm a content creator and I can share. And if I had the easiest pregnancy and then you watch my channel and then this is what you expect, you might get, yeah, that's what everyone is sharing anyway, you
Yeah,
know?
the perfect bump pictures and everything. Hidden
If
history and
someone was supposed to like suffer, then I'm at least glad it was me because I could share, and now I know a lot also, how to deal with a lot of things.
yeah.
Oh, I love this. I am confident, I am grateful, I am enough, I am smart, I'm loved, I'm brave, I am kind. That's so nice. Where did you get this?
My
Online?
babysitter, because my husband is working in our office. We work from home.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to tell you, like, I wasn't introducing you. This was still the introduction, right? You're my talent manager. You want to just quickly mention what you do, so we can then move on to I am kind.
Sure. So I'm a talent manager. That means I have some creators I work with. We, together with my husband, we have an agency for content creators, different than what most agencies do out there, which they have more focus on the brands. We focus on the content creators. We have a few sign up with us, Annie, Hannah, and a few others. And we help them manage all the back end. What people don't see, they all think that influencer or content creator life is all glamour and fun. There's a lot of work behind the scenes that is not seen. So what we do is we take over all the negotiations, reading the contracts, making sure the projects are ongoing, making sure the content creator is being paid what they deserve and what they're worth. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that we take over and manage, but also we look for opportunities for content creators as well. And through our agency, we create more services to help other content creators. Basically, what we are actually working on right now is building a business school for content creators, because there's many content creators who do this for fun, for passion, and in the hope to turn this into a business that allows them to live life on their own terms, which is something that me and my husband can relate a lot. But they maybe lack the business mindset that needs to be behind the strategic thinking, the how do you do your invoicing, your VAT, how could you use Meta?
I still have to talk to you about this VAT because I'm still confused. I
Okay.
have it, but
So my husband is the expert. He's German nerd on
I
taxes.
think I got an email from him about this. I have to reread it and maybe I have to ask him again. And I asked my partner about this. Hey, this VAT, and he's like, I don't know. Don't ask me. So yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of business things behind the scenes of the beautiful Instagram content that even sometimes content creators feel a bit lost. Like, for example, when you sell digital products, you don't even know how much VAT you should charge, and it depends on the country you're selling to. Like, it's a whole shenanigans. So our goal is to create content to support content creators.
I will have to come back to you with this digital product
Please
VAT because I'm making this ebook about pregnancy. I was actually thinking about two because I'm almost finished with the pregnancy one. And I want to do maybe like after pregnancy. So like Kindergeld and Elterngeld, Elternzeit, all this shit. So yeah, I will have to talk to you about this VAT. Or maybe your husband.
Yeah, my husband can help you with it. So the first course I think we're going to launch is going to be how to use meta ads to help you grow. A lot of content creators just go on a post and click on like boost post and spend money on it. It's not wrong, but there's other ways you can invest your money better using meta ads, which is a very complicated, annoying tool. But you can make a lot more out of your money when you use the proper tool and proper targeting and you have a strategy behind. So that will be our first course with an expert. It's not us doing the course.
Actually, for Annie in Germany, I don't launch any ads. I don't need to. But for the other account, I would like to grow it, the pregnancy one. And I feel like if I just make some reels, like, oh, if you're pregnant in Germany or if you're a new mom in Germany, then follow me. And I was thinking about boosting that because it's not a content that would go viral and people can just find me, but just like, oh, they can click. So I need to have high views, but we can talk about it at some point.
So that's what we do. Our agency has talent management, and we also support content creators into turning content creation into a real business. So that's our goal.
Actually, you reminded me that the deal we were working on yesterday, I recorded it. I just need to edit it and submit it today because I already got the money. So
yeah.
But my life is so crazy. I went to bed at 12 last night because I was editing a YouTube video. And then my baby, that was amazing actually. She slept until 4. So I got 4 hours of uninterrupted sleep. But then she was up in 4, 5, 6, and 7. So then I got up at 7 and now I'm here with you. And then I will do that. Yeah, I will do that deal in a second, the content. But very busy now.
It's very busy. And I think the challenge for me and for me and my husband was we moved to Portugal. I got pregnant immediately. So it was a bit of a surprise. I know how babies happen, but the timing was a bit surprising. Uh, we blame the sunshine. We say, okay, like that's all your body needed was to come here and have this more relaxed
Yeah.
lifestyle and like more nutritious food, more sun, and bam, got pregnant right away.
Mhm.
Um, and at the time we were still building things up. So like building a business and a child is like two of the hardest things you can do. And
I
we
know,
have
I
to do
know.
it at the same time, and we are still
Mhm.
doing it at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's nerve-wracking. And in our case, it's not like, oh, one of us has a safe job, so the other one can take the risk. Like, no, we are both in this. So it it gets even more challenged. Is it
Yeah.
the life we chose? 100%. Doesn't mean it's not challenging, and gets
Yeah.
really busy. And sometimes I find myself working through the night because it's the only time that I have
Yeah.
some.
Same for me. Same for me actually, because like me and my partner, we are not married, so I still have this idea that what I'm working for, in case of whatever worst case scenario, I need to be okay by myself. So I'm still like, that's why I have a full-time job. I'm a compliance manager. I'm on Elten site now for 2 years, but I do feel this pressure, like I do all this for fun and I'm using my time, but I need to turn it into a business because one day I might need it, and like while I'm supporting hundreds of people, I give them useful information, like I get nothing from it. Or like now I have the brand deals from money in Germany, but like on the other account I don't, and I really put so much effort. I mean, I don't sleep also because I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I sometimes the evening is the only time I can do it. So yesterday my baby went to sleep at like 10, or like my partner took it to bed at 10, and I had uninterrupted work time from 10 to 12:30.
uh,
It was the
this
only
is
time
one
for
thing
me.
with content creators I think most people don't get. It's like I've seen on an ad, on a brand deal of a content creator. It wasn't any of my clients, it was someone else. And people in the comments are like, oh, now all you do is ads. I don't like it. I don't like that you do ads. I'm going to unfollow. And I'm like, so wait a minute. This person has to work for you the whole time for free because you are not paying her. Instagram is not paying her. And
Yeah.
she has to invest all that time, that effort, and that work. And luckily, a brand is supporting her on this. So you can have it for free and you're complaining. And I'm like, people are so unaware of
Yeah,
like
people don't understand,
the-
I think, how this works. And I also struggle, on my smaller account with engagement. I get no engagement because girls want to hide their pregnancy.
oh
So they want me to create content, but they don't engage, they don't like, they don't comment. So the brands look at me, they're like, oh, she gets no engagement. Why should we work with her? But I actually do get engagement because if you see my DMs, I get, if I post something like, I don't know, I don't feel good, I will get 50 messages, So the engagement is huge, is there. I have a lot of girls watching and supporting, but not openly. And I think they don't realize how much it hurts me.
they don't.
Yeah. And
They don't.
also when you make a video, like I make some videos that take days to edit. I made this Kita video.
Mm.
Lots of useful information. Took me, I don't know, uninterrupted time, editing time would be probably 12 hours.
Yeah.
Because it's also the way I did it. Instead of separating the voice first and then editing the voice, I first worked with the camera and then I realized, oh my God, I messed up the voice, but it took me a lot of time, and I didn't get so many views. And I'm like, was it worth all my time? All the time that my baby was, waking up, and instead of like picking her up, I was editing and moving the pram with, oh, that's my leg. I was moving the pram with my leg, editing still. And I'm like, is it really worth it if like people don't support me the way I support them? Because I'm like, oh, I found out this new info. I'm gonna make a video about it.
Yeah.
Nobody watches it because they don't want people to know that they're pregnant, and it
Yeah.
really somehow hurts me. But on the other hand, I also understand. But yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
also is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And my point is for the people listening, next time you see your favorite content creator making an ad, please engage, comment, like, because this is what's allowing them to have time to create useful content for you. So if you
Exactly.
see an ad, don't say, oh, an ad, and scroll. Like,
Yeah.
support the content creator that you
Yeah.
like, that you enjoy the free content from, so that they
Exactly.
can continue doing this work. So this is the only message I wanted to put out there.
Yes. If you see a link, click on the link. It doesn't hurt to have a look what's there, you know?
Click on the link. Make
Yeah.
sure to click. Yeah,
Yeah. It really it's a small thing, you know, but it does help.
it helps a
Because
lot.
yeah, yeah, helps. It also makes you feel like, oh, okay, when I make an ad, I honestly I try to hide it's an ad.
Yeah.
Like I just try to hide because I know just it could be a very good video. But in Germany, you have to put the word ad at the very beginning. In
Yeah.
Poland, it's done better because in Poland, you can write a caption, put it at the end. You just
Yeah.
need to mark it's an ad. But in
Mm.
Germany, you have to put it first. The moment people see this, they already don't watch. And I noticed I made a post, and my posts usually get around 30,000 views. And my post was not an ad. It was not an ad, but I by law was required to put the word Anzeige, so ad at the beginning, because I put some products that I got from an ad in
Yeah.
there. So I worked with this brand before.
Yeah.
Just because of that, even though this post was not made for this brand, it was not a part of any deal, I had to put like the word ad. And I was like, does it even make sense to make this post if I know it's not gonna make views? Like people will not see it because it says ad, which is actually not an ad. It's
Mm.
just a stupid German law. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
very, yeah, there's a lot of we could make another podcast just talking about content creation and the challenges that this
back to motherhood. My point of all this was like, I work so hard. You have no idea that like I warm up the milk, I'm editing a reel. I go on a toilet, I'm editing, I'm adding subtitles. Sometimes I wash the floor. I have like an app where it will remove silences from my talking videos. So I like wash the floor and put this on because it takes some time. Then I finish washing. Okay, it's done. Then I put automatic captions. Then I do something else. Like I constantly have my phone and I do other things. I honestly, I just feel like I'm working all the time, and then someone tells me, "Oh, you're an influencer. That's not a real job." And I'm like, "Ah,
that
what do
you
you mean it's not a real
do
job?
it then. Like
Way
that's
worse. It's way worse than the normal job. At the normal job, you sit in front of a computer, you know,
the
maybe your
12
boss
o'clock
calls you.
ciao.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a way worse, and it's also taxed in this worse tax class, you know. So like the more I work, the more tax I will be like paying. What
The
do you
gifts you
mean?
get are taxed. People don't even know that, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I found a way around it though.
are you sure you want to share this?
I don't know. I was thinking I wanted to make a reel about this, and like wait, I made a reel about like how I faked my B2 level at a
Oh
Standesamt,
yeah,
you know?
sorry, I
And you
remember.
were like, oh, tell me which Standesamt I'm gonna send a video to them. So I was like, wait, if I make a video how I avoid tax, will this video end up at Finanzamt? Probably. So but I found a very good way.
The Finanzamt has people watching reels and
Yeah.
stories. So
Yeah.
they might watch it themselves. I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I
I
believe
found
what
a
you're
way.
doing.
So all the products I get free, I'm
Mm.
not taxed on. But normally, if you get, I don't know, a car, you have to pay tax on it like as if you got money, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah.
But the gifts you should there is a value to the gifts as well that has to be
Yeah, I
taxed.
think 35 euro, no?
I'm
Or
not sure
80
exactly.
or
Yeah,
something,
that's a
something
topic.
ridiculous. There are no for a gift that is 35 euro, I wouldn't make a video because it's not worth 7 hours of my work, 35 euro, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. That's like what, 5 euro an hour? Mm-mm.
Yeah, no thanks.
No, thank you.
But going back to the motherhood thing, like, don't you feel like you needed a break? Like, since your baby is so small, you're just like you just gave birth and you're working a lot at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but somehow in my head, I'm doing it for her, you
Okay.
know? In my head, I'm like, I feel like all this will be worth it one day. I don't really want to talk about my job, but I had a very hard time while being pregnant at work, and I know that people are like, "What in Germany?" I actually don't want my coworkers to see this now, but I had a very hard time once I said I'm pregnant, you know. So I'm really trying to build this, and do it for me so that I can also stay with my baby at home for a bit longer. Also, I moved from Hamburg just outside the border, and now I live in Niedersachsen, and I have to pay 600 euro for Kita.
That's
So
insane.
basically, to get this 600 euro to earn it, I would have to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I have to send my baby to Kita. So, and then that money would go for Kita. So, like, I can also just stay at home, not work, and take care of her. But
Yeah.
then maybe I can find a way to work from home, which is what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying to build this, launch some products so
Yeah.
that I can stay at home with her and not pay this 600 euro.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes It
Yeah.
is a lot though. I mean, I remember my
It is.
first 3 months after birth, you're so, I don't know, it's so much hormones, so much to get it adapt, and I I was very lucky. My baby always slept through the night. She was so good sleeping. She
Really?
was
Oh.
so I was like, my motherhood experience was a lot easier than most
Mm.
because of this. I can understand when she's teething and doesn't sleep well. I'm a different mother. I'm not the most patient, the most caring, the most loving. So I have
Mhm.
so much respect for mothers that this is just normal life for them, because that's not my case. Luckily, knock on the wood, she always slept good,
But
except
what do you mean slept good? Like wakes up once or not doesn't wake up at all?
when she was 2 months old, she was already sleeping like 7, 8 hours
Oh
straight.
my God.
Yeah. When she was
What?
2 months, she was already sleeping eight,
So
nine hours.
yesterday was the first time I got 4 hours of uninterrupted sleep from 12 to 4. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is amazing. This was the first time. But then she was waking up every hour.
Yeah.
But it's not normal. So normally I would tell you, like, there was a lot of transition for us with sleeping. First, she slept in a bed. Maybe I can show you the bed, but it's a bit messy. But this is an authentic podcast. So there
Oh,
we
you
go.
want to talk about messy?
That's
Right
that's
next
the
to
bed.
me. Clothes to put away.
So that's the bed she slept in the beginning. But she has a problem with like choking and coughing. She starts
Oh.
coughing and then she chokes and then she
Oh.
vomits. So like I have to get up and like see how can I help her. If I need to pick her up or if I need to turn her to the side so the liquid can come out.
Mm.
And this was not very convenient because I had to physically get up, go
Mm.
like stand up to pick her up like this, right? So I realized very early that at night this is not gonna work. So then I put her in Beistellbett, bed, but I
Mm.
took one wall out. So when she was sleeping there, I told you that she really loved sleeping separately in the beginning.
Mm.
I put her there, and then when she was choking, I could just, or like she has also had the breathing monitor. When it would go off that she's not breathing, I could like quickly reach to her.
Okay.
And
Sounds so scary that that happened.
what?
That she stopped breathing. That actually
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. This
Oh,
this monitor was going off like a few times a week in the very
Did the
beginning.
hospital give you that, or you bought one of
No, no,
those
I
that
had
were
to
good?
buy, but I knew that she has this problem because in the hospital we were there for a few weeks. She would stop breathing anyway, like, and she
Oh,
was connected to these machines, and the doctor said like, yeah, it's pretty normal with like
babies.
with premature babies. And I'm like, what do you mean it's normal? They're like, yeah, they can stop breathing for like up to a minute. And I'm like,
What?
no. So I bought this monitor, and yeah, when it would go off, I had to like turn it off and see like if she's breathing or if she needs help, because
Okay.
sometimes like you need to move her.
Hmm.
So this monitor works like this. If she's not breathing for 15 seconds, it
Okay.
will like vibrate and give me a small signal like dee dee dee. Then I know, okay, she's not breathing for 15 seconds. And this vibration would then stimulate her and like remind her, hey, you need to breathe.
Yeah.
But then if she still doesn't breathe after the stimulation, after 5 seconds, so after 20 seconds total, it will go off and it will be like, dee-dee-dee, 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 and like, I can tell you, it's the most scary thing that you can wake up to, you know, because then,
Wow. Just thinking about it's making me anxious. Like, whoa.
yeah. So then if I had her in that bed in the very beginning, it was a lot of stress because I
Mhm.
had to get out of bed and
Yeah.
pick her up. But in this Beistellbett, bed, it was already way easier because like I could look at her and I could see what's going on.
Yeah.
But then I found the best solution, which is what works for us best. And I know it's not recommended, but makes me feel better.
Mm.
She sleeps between me and my boyfriend
My
in
baby.
my bed. And if she's choking or if she's like has this jerky movement or not breathing, I wake up immediately. I'm
Mm.
directly next to her. We sleep with the light on so I can see what's going on. Like I
Mm.
have a light on that's on the whole night
Yeah,
because
same.
I realize that if something is happening and I'm looking for the light, it's not working for me.
Mm.
So I have the light on, she's sleeping between us. And then when I feed her at night, luckily she doesn't need formula anymore. She did when she was sleeping in those beds.
Mm.
But now that she sleeps with us, she doesn't need formula at night. So like she will sleep on my left side, then she wakes up.
Mm.
And before she was crying, but now she wakes up and she does and like
Mm.
eat her hand. So I wake up to this, and then I would just take my boob out and give her while laying down, you know.
Yeah.
She eats, she falls asleep, I turn her back to her back. And then when she wakes up next time, I move her to my right side. No,
Mm.
I actually just move her on the bed and I go around her. And then I give her my other breast, you know. And that happens maybe every 1.5 to 3 hours, depending, you know. So never sleeps through the night. But
Wow.
I would say this is already a better transition than me having to like stand up, get up, you know, get her, make her formula or turn off this breathing monitor or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's already way better, you know. But
100%. But like going back to the sleeping issue and like sleeping in between, my baby
mm,
started sleeping between us for similar reasons. Basically, was the way for her to settle and I could get some sleep.
mm.
And she always slept good then. There's a lot of controversy about this. Again, not saying I recommend sharing my
Yes,
experience,
I
but
also don't. Yeah.
the more I read about this, the more I learn about this. It is indeed a very Western thing to like the baby cannot sleep in you. It's dangerous, blah blah blah. But how about we change the narrative into how can I make this safe, rather than saying you can't
Exactly.
do it because it's dangerous, blah blah blah. Because at the end of the day, we are all doing it, not all, but many doing it and
Yeah.
pretending we're not because we'll know we'll get judged. Again, that's why we
Mm, yeah,
suffer
I'm
alone.
not pretending. Yeah.
Because most people I know, the bed we call in Portugal the next to me bed, the one that is attached to
Mhm.
your
Yeah,
main
yeah,
bed,
yeah.
it ends up being a storage
Yeah,
space. Like it's where you put the pillows and the toys and the clothes, and the baby sleeps with you. And but we have
yeah,
to pretend because it's wrong. No,
yeah.
how can we make this safe? And there's a lot of
Exactly.
studies.
Instead of saying like it's wrong, they should teach us how to make it safe. Because in the hospital, they said you have a premature baby, your baby cannot sleep with you, you know, it's extra unsafe. And I was like, okay, of course I want to keep my baby safe, but like in the end, it didn't work. And then I started reading how to make it safe. So, for example, every night I put my hair up, you
Mm,
know, apparently it makes it safer. I sleep without clothes on, like on top I have a bra, and I
mm,
have like these kind of pregnancy pants that I'm still wearing because I still didn't change from my pajamas. But you can't see, right? But I sleep in this so that I'm not cold. I removed all the pillows. I
yeah.
have a very kind of heavy cover, so it cannot easily go up. And
Mm,
when like we fall asleep, the baby is on the height of the boob,
mm,
so that's how we lie down. But then when she stops drinking, I go down to her. So my legs stick out of the bed. I
mm.
go to the height of her so that when I cover myself with the cover, there is no way she would be covered. She would only get covered with the cover if like I had to put the cover over my head, you know, like,
Okay.
so because we're on the same level, I only covered here. I know nothing will happen to her. I also removed, I had like a, I don't know why in Germany they have two separate mattresses and two separate covers. Everyone, I never knew this before. In like Poland or wherever I lived, we had one mattress, one cover.
Same.
In Germany, you have two mattresses, two covers. So when I was buying this bed, I bought two mattresses and I bought like a mattress topper. That's
Yes.
kind
Yeah.
of full size.
So
I
there's
removed the topper
mm,
because it was too soft and she has to sleep on a hard surface so that when she like turns, she doesn't sink in and doesn't like get cover her nose. So I removed that. Now we just have the mattress and like I just try to do everything as safe as possible and it works so far, you know?
yeah. Yeah, we do the same. The
Yeah,
same techniques, the same thing. Like, how can we make this safe so it works for us? At the end of the day, I think it's you have to find out what works for your family, what makes sense for your
exactly,
family.
exactly. And it's a lot of trial and error, you know? People are like, oh, you need to use the baby carrier. And I tried and she hates it and I spent money and I don't know what for, you know? But okay, cool, it works for you. It doesn't work for me, you know?
It also
We,
stages like there are things in my baby that I'm like, oh fuck, this worked, it's amazing, and then next week doesn't work anymore. Like
yeah, exactly.
the stroller, we were like months without even trying because she's like, I'm done with this. I want to be carried
Really?
all the time. Yeah. So we
She,
had this
she, I have a stroller inside my house because she will not sleep anywhere else than the stroller, you know?
in the
And
first
then
month
it's
we
easy
got
because I
that
can
too.
move it with my leg, you know, when I watch TV or something or edit video, I just move it with my leg. She loves the stroller.
At that age, my daughter loved to. And we would also have the stroller next to our desks and we would work and the stroller was next to us.
Yeah.
But then it got to a point when I think when she was like after 6 months old, she's
Mm-hmm.
like, nope, I'm done with this. And like you sit her and she's like, nope. And so we bought and even the carrier, she also didn't like that. So we
Mm-hmm.
bought the side carriers just on one shoulder and we carry her here on the side. And this was a solution that I found to make it a little lighter. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for a few months, and then a month ago she started loving the stroller
Oh,
again. So now we take her on the stroller. Like you never
yeah.
know, it
Yeah,
works
you never
or it
know.
doesn't work.
I just noticed we talked for 82 minutes, 82, 52 minutes, and I did
Are
say
you
that.
worried about your baby?
No, but I did tell him to come back in 30 minutes. So I think I already saw the dog here, so I know they're back. They're just hiding somewhere. But I think maybe we finish and
Mhm.
maybe we could continue next week. And
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah, let's do
yeah,
that. Yeah,
cool. Cool, very
it was
cool.
really
I
nice.
actually wanted, in the next episode, I want to talk to you about period and blood, if that's okay.
Yes,
I
everything's
got some
okay.
questions.
I have no issues. I can talk about anything.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Okay, cool. Then I hit a pause recording
Yeah.
and or stop actually, and I will see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you so
See you
much
next
for
time.
the call. I really
Thank
need it.
you. It was fun.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.